and we're going to put very serious tariffs on Mexico and Canada, because Canada, they come through Canada too, and the drugs that are coming through are at record numbers, record numbers. So we're going to make up for that by putting tariffs on Mexico and Canada, substantial tariffs. And we want to get along with everybody, but you know, they have to. It takes two to tango. We're approaching the dawn of America's golden age. It's going to be a golden age for America. We have things that nobody else has. We have more natural resources. We have, number one, nobody knew that until I came along. I made us number one. We're number three.
Welcome to Nature's Shadow. Today, we delve into the escalating trade tensions as President Donald Trump issues significant tariff threats against Canada, Mexico, and China. We'll explore the specifics of these actions and the global reactions they've provoked. On February 4th, 2025, President Trump announced substantial tariffs: 25% on imports from Canada and Mexico, and 10% on Chinese goods. These measures, aimed at addressing trade imbalances and national security concerns, have sent ripples through the global economy.
If Trump's tariffs go through, we're going to start seeing a lot of changes in construction, not only for the business, but also for the consumer. Prices will rise. And if you think that companies are going to be able to maintain those costs and just keep prices the same way, then you are completely wrong. A lot of metal, copper, wood, plastics are made in the United States. They're made somewhere else. When that price goes up 25, 30%, guess what? The company selling it to you is going to sell it to you for an extra 100%. Prices will go up as a company because we don't have a choice.
Canada, a close ally and major trading partner of the U.S., expressed deep concern over the tariffs. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau stated,
"Today, the United States informed us they will be imposing 25% tariffs on Canadian exports to the United States and 10% on Canadian energy. A decision that, should they elect to proceed with, should take effect on Tuesday, February 4th. Tonight, first, I want to speak directly to Americans, our closest friends and neighbors. This is a choice that, yes, will harm Canadians, but beyond that, it will have real consequences for you, the American people. As I have consistently said, tariffs against Canada will put your jobs at risk, potentially shutting down American auto assembly plants and other manufacturing facilities. They will raise costs for you, including food at the grocery stores and gas at the pump. They will impede your access to an affordable supply of vital goods crucial for U.S. security, such as nickel, potash, uranium, steel, and aluminum. They will violate the free trade agreement that the President and I, along with our Mexican partner, negotiated and signed a few years ago. But it doesn't have to be this way.
These unilateral actions are unacceptable and will harm workers and industries on both sides of the border. Canada is considering retaliatory measures to protect its economic interests. In Mexico, President Claudia Sheinbaum condemned the tariffs, emphasizing the potential damage to the long-standing economic partnership between the two nations. Mexico is exploring counter-tariffs and seeking dialogue to resolve the dispute.
Today, the Mexican government also issued a response to the president-elect.
Hey, just before you jump in, just to read that response from Claudia Sheinbaum, the Mexican president. She said, President Trump, neither threats nor tariffs will resolve the issue of migration or drug consumption in the United States. Cooperation and shared understanding are required to face these important challenges. Imposing one tariff would mean another comes in response, continuing like this until we put shared companies at risk. A pretty stark warning.
China responded swiftly, imposing its own tariffs on American crude oil, agricultural machinery, and vehicles, and announcing export controls on rare earth metals. This escalation raises concerns of a broader trade war between the world's two largest economies. Economists warn that these aggressive tariff strategies could lead to higher costs for consumers and increased inflation in the U.S. The potential for retaliatory actions from affected nations may further destabilize the global economy.
To compare us to Mexico is the most insulting thing I've ever heard from our friends and closest allies, the United States of America. Last night at 6:35, we received the biggest threat we've ever received from our closest friends and ally, from President-elect Trump, that they're threatening to put a 25% tariff on all goods coming across the border into the U.S. and Mexico. What I found unfair about the comments is to compare us to Mexico. And I can tell you, Canada is no Mexico. We do approximately, just Ontario alone, $500 billion of two-way trade. I found his comments unfair. I found them insulting. It's like a family member stabbing you right in the heart.
President Trump yesterday made an unjustified threat of a 25% tariff on our already weak and shrinking economy. Justin Trudeau and Chrystia Freeland were surprised, amazingly. Everyone else knew something like this could be coming because President Trump had been talking about it for years on the campaign trail. Yet 20 days ago, Chrystia Freeland said, "Don't worry, Canada will be fine." Apparently, neither she nor Justin Trudeau were following what the incoming president was saying.
Tariff threats have come to a pause for now, but the political shakeup has also put the spotlight on shopping local and perhaps really thinking twice when shopping down the grocery store aisles. Tamara, we know about the pause now, but how relevant do you think this message remains to shop local?
Absolutely. Supporting local businesses, tariff or no tariff, is important because it means more economic investment into our local economy, more local jobs, and more food resiliency in general.
Now, despite the on and off plan that we've seen for tariffs, what is your top advice to really continue to build momentum of buying local here in BC and buying Canadian goods?
I think my top advice would be for consumers, for people to look outside of the big box store and get connected with your local community.
As the situation develops, the international community watches closely, hoping for resolutions that avoid prolonged economic conflict.
As China, Canada, the EU and Mexico face uncertain trade relations with the US, all eyes are on their response to President Donald Trump's tariff plans. Will they retaliate? Is this a US strategy to force negotiations? Will American consumers bear the brunt? Many questions, many uncertainties, but one thing is clear. President Donald Trump's favorite word in the English language is tariffs.
It's one of the most beautiful words in the dictionary, really is.
But does he know?
The coming weeks will be critical in determining whether these disputes can be settled through negotiation or if they will escalate further. Thank you for tuning in to Nature's Shadow. Stay informed by subscribing to our channel and sharing your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious and engaged.